Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Like, I mean, are there any decks which you think clearly counter? No, okay, so I was right, but yeah, like,
No, because you're left with green and blue as your other colors, and I feel like despite like Apex being a decent deck, you don't want to be running into Red Rush with it.
yeah, it's more like if you picked Red Rush into Yellow Rush, then what it'd need is a deck that he thought was better against Red Rush than his Red Rush is, but wasn't good against Yellow Rush, and I'm not sure what that deck would be. So yeah, here we
There
go,
is the
boys.
flamethrower. I'm
There
really
is
happy to see.
the mythic flamethrower, oh baby, and it's not going to do anything this game. But
Yes, sadly, Mazine has the King's Faithful that will just contest anything Zergling puts down.
yeah, King's Faithful is incredibly good in the red mirror. It's just the best thing they can do is ciphers, and admittedly, if you double ciphers, that's an even trade. But
So
everything else is
as
so bad.
Zergling, do you say, all right, I want to opt in for a control game because we both scale off playing creatures not hitting face? So do you just double land and set up the Horsemaster to collect?
I haven't played enough rush decks. Like, um,
Because your
so
opponent can't cipher for at least 2 turns, or not until his
yeah.
next turn anyway. So if you had played Horsemaster to collect, you would have been
Wait,
up a Feria.
Mazine, interesting. Mazine didn't attack.
Oh, that is really strange.
Isn't I think that's strictly wrong because now you've
Now
just
your
given.
opponent can just step down, make 2 lands and hit. Yeah.
Well, it's just yeah, like Zergling now has the exact same choice, and so you've just given Zergling an option
Zergling
that
could
he didn't
potentially
otherwise
double
have.
cipher too. Yeah.
Well, he could have technically double scythe before, but yeah, like I don't
Not if
think.
you drew it this turn.
Yeah, it's fair.
But now he's able to set up the flamethrower.
Well, I mean, maybe you could see it was an you could see it as an epic bait, right?
Right, right.
'Cause,
You have double cipher, just bait your opponent. Maybe that's
yeah,
what he was thinking. Mazine was like, you know what, I want to cipher that. And so he's like, I'm just not gonna hit.
that would be amazingly greedy, but I guess it's possible.
Yeah, and it worked out.
Either way, yeah, Mazine is like it's hard to state how far Mazine is ahead now. Every single one of those trades was equal to positive.
Right. However, Zergling was buffing his Fireburner or his Fireburners and his Hate Seeds discounting with all of those creatures he played, whereas Mazine's actually only played one creature with higher attack than life.
That's fair. So okay, so Mazine is unless he draws something better, my assumption is Mazine steps over and goes um Mountain Bomb Slinger, so at which point I mean I think he's still ahead, but not
Yeah,
that
I think
ahead.
Feria wise he's ahead for sure, you're right. But in terms of deck acceleration, certainly it's definitely accelerated more.
Yeah. And so this is one of the biggest problems with Red Control, by the way. Sorry, Red Rush. They have very hard, like they're not very good at lining up the trades they want. Like Mazine just had to waste 3 damage, which I mean that's a card in his hand. It's called Flame Burst and it costs 3 mana. So like all the insane amount of value he'd been getting before just kind of instantly evaporated in a 3 mana swing because he couldn't find a way to deal 1 damage.
As Zergling, you just drop the Axe Grinder, right? And it doesn't matter where you drop it. In fact, you'd rather drop it in front of your orb because you deny a land on the other side.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
And
Uh,
Mazine now just mountain Axe Grinders
yeah, I
north of
guess
his
so.
mountain.
I'm
So that he
actually,
gets the buff.
yeah, it's actually interesting that he made this mountain for the bomb slinger. So I guess Mazine was kind of looking for it to go long, because the aggressive path would have been to take the land to northwest of the bomb slinger, um, so that he has like this kind of uncontested area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
Taking this
instead,
spot means he can touch all three of these land,
yeah, which
or
means
all four.
he can always bomb slinger the opponent now,
Yeah.
because he took that land. And yeah, so it looks like he's playing this
Land
pretty.
blocking now.
Yeah,
Do you think land blocking is relevant against Zergling though?
I'm
Because I
not
feel
sure.
like the skirmish is always going to be at Zergling's side until he's ahead, in which case
Yeah,
land blocking someone that's ahead is pointless.
you're probably right. Right. Zergling wouldn't possibly go aggressive until he was already ahead. At which point he would just use creatures to walk up and then double land from there.
Wow, and as we can see, the hate seed, it's only been discounted twice, now 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually going to wonder, do you plus one or... Okay, he actually plays the hate seed. I don't hate that. He's far enough ahead, I guess, that you just want to pressure and end the game.
Yeah.
Because, as you say, Zergling's got 3 discount? No, 4 discounts now.
So you take 8 damage and you bomb slinger the 5/4, right?
I guess you have to. But, I mean, it's hard to turn this into a winning position. Oh,
Oh, this is
that's really
scary
nice.
now because the hate seed could actually just trade, and then yeah, he can't reach the bomb slinger with the 3/2.
Yeah. That said, I still like the Outcast Cemetery because I think if you take 8 damage
Eight
there and
damage
go
that
to
turn, you're probably
4,
dead. Yeah,
yeah,
but
pretty much.
unfortunately, Zergling has no way of stopping Mazine this turn unless he draws into a spell damage removal.
So
That's
he
the only
kills.
way he can stop him.
Well, I mean, he's not dead. The Outcast Cemetery is Zergling, so it doesn't disappear on Mazine's turn. So you
Oh,
kill.
right, my mistake.
Yeah. So you kill the Hate Seed with the 3/2 and then play your 0 cost Hate Seed. I guess you draw a card because plus 1 mana isn't enough. You need something really good like Cypher
Well,
Staff or like a second
is
Hate Seed.
yeah, yeah, I agree. You draw. You have to draw
Yeah.
because you can't actually play Shadow Pest and Hate Seed. Oh no, wait, you can if you plus one.
Oh, wait. But is that enough? Maybe.
It was enough, I think.
Well, it was enough mana. Is that enough to win? I mean, maybe it was.
Yeah, I think it was. It was a line I actually missed because I thought the
Oh,
lands were covered, but
wait.
if you had plus one Hate Seed of Shadow Pest, it would have worked out.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he banked so long, was really contemplating whether that was worth it or not.
Mm.
So currently, he dies to any Flame Burst.
So yeah, Mazine I guess just hits face here then,
Yeah.
because it's just he still has 2 Flame Bursts in his deck, so it's incredible. And this Cypher's Wrath, like it's incredibly hard for Zergling both to stabilize and to actually go across the map and kill Mazine if he just
Do you
hits
think
him
it's
down
right
to
to
three.
Axe Grinder before you draw? Or is he just gonna plus one now?
Do you think it's right to? I think. Do you think it's right to X before you draw is probably wrong, and I think
Okay,
that
well
he
he
should.
plus one.
Yeah, I think I would have drawn because again, you just need a Flame Burst. But I mean, the red, mono red normally can only play 1 card a turn, so plus oneing is actually not a bad move in general.
Do you think playing Shadow Pest this turn is worth it?
I think.
Because while it is a 4 attack minion, maybe you need to in case your opponent played an Axe Grinder next to
It is. Yeah,
like
it's
an aggressive one
definitely
here.
pretty awkward that your opponent can just yeah, like this is why I don't like playing defensively as Red Rush. Like you don't have any taunt, you have a bit of removal but not that much. You don't have any haste. Like it's incredibly hard. You just don't have the initiative if the opponent plays things on your face. So you always have to pre-spend the mana to defend.
And he has to draw a card because currently he can't deal with it.
Yeah, I mean he's dead on board, so yeah. Or he can make a forest and concede. I
Okay.
mean, that's fair enough if you know you're dead, right? And
Yep.
punishment your own unit? Yes, there we go. Cooled it.
GG. So 1-1.
What?
What
Yep.
is Sir